filmed this video a couple days ago, but I went off on a tangent for about 17 minutes. And I don't feel like editing 17 minutes of me talking, so I'm redoing it today. I wrote down notes this time, so I don't go completely off topic and have to filter through that much. So I'm going to talk about the time that I stayed at a haunted hotel with my brother and two of my friends, and how we did the ghost tour. And so I've done the ghost tour twice, and I'll talk about both of them. But we stayed at this haunted hotel called the Stanley Hotel, and it's in Estes Park. And it's what The Shining was based off of, actually. So Stephen King stayed there, and he had a bunch of stuff happen. Oh, why am I out of breath? and it inspired him to write The Shining. And so if you've ever seen the movie, there's a hallway where two little girls are standing at the end, and so they have a hallway like that. And most of the hotel doesn't really look like what the movie looks like if you've seen it, but it's haunted. And so they have ghost tours, and me and a couple of my friends really believe in ghosts, and so we went up there to do the ghost tour. My brother came too. My brother's more on the skeptical side, which is good to have, because then they question everything instead of just being like, oh, it's a ghost, which I do. It was pretty freaky. We had some stuff happen, and my brother actually even thought some of it was weird. They had those flashlights where if you just shift it a little bit, it'll turn on and off. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess I could put a picture in, but I'm sure you understand it. I'm not gonna put a picture in. It's just one of those twist flashlights. I'm laying in bed editing this. I'm gonna insert a picture. That description did not do it justice. Ooh, ah, whoa. Okay, I think you get it now. And if you put it right between on and off, the ghost can muster. The ghost can get energy and answer yes and no questions through it. So we did that, and that worked. And then there was this pencil thing that we did. You have to pretend that there's another person with me, because I have no one else here right now except for my dog. So what you do is another person would be sitting across from me, and so they would have their pencils and I would have my pencil. And it's 2 and 2, but for the sake of me being one person, I'm just gonna have to do it. And this metal part at the end of the pencil is what I guess you use to channel energy for ghosts. I don't know, they told us at the hotel. And it'll go in for yes, out for no, or other way, or it'll go up and down. And so I'm gonna try and show you the best I can. You need to pretend this is one person and then this is me. Hi, I'm laying in bed editing this again. This makes no sense, literally none. So I have a clip of me doing it with my roommate. I'm gonna just throw it in there, and it's not gonna make any sense, but it'll make more sense than whatever I'm trying to do right here. Okay, bye. Does talking to you give you more power? Okay, before you click off the video because you think I'm just moving the pencils, just keep watching, and please don't make fun of me. I'm sensitive. You get the gist. It's like a pendulum, but you kind of make it yourself. So it'll move, and the ghost is moving it. And so they did it at the hotel, and I was like, okay, they could have coordinated. They could have been okay, let's move it in and out. Except there was one point where it said move one up and one down. So one of the set of pencils went like this, and the other set moved like this. I'm really not doing this justice. The ghosts move the pencils, and it's not like a Charlie thing where you set them on and you're because everyone knew that was fake. So we did the rest of the ghost tour, and there were a lot of things that happened, some hangers were moving, and we weren't allowed to video, but I think I got a video of the hangers. I'm aware that this looks kind of dumb and kind of lame, but there was no draft or anything, and we were in the basement, so it was kind of weird. Just support me. And so we left the ghost tour, and I was like, okay, that was cool, but how much of it was fake? If this hotel is known for being haunted, they have to fabricate it a little bit, because that's how they draw their audience in. So I took what happened with like a grain of salt, and we stayed there that night, and the only thing we had happen was our closet door shut, which kind of freaky, but also like it wasn't the scariest thing that's ever happened. And so we left, and we were like, this pencil thing might work at our house. Should we try it? So we bought some pencils. Me and my friend did the pencil thing, and my roommate watched. And we started talking to a little boy, and then we talked to a woman, and then I think at one point we were talking to a man, and they were answering yes or no questions. And I asked if the ghost was attached to a person, and it said yes. So I asked if it was attached to me, and it said yes. And I asked if it was attached to my roommate, and it said yes. And we looked at each other, and we were like, well, you're attached to both of us then? And so then I was like, wait, if it's not attached to the house, but it's attached to more of us, maybe it's like one of our things. So I asked if it was actually a product in the house, like a painting or something, and it said yes. So I like went on a wild goose chase pretty much of just asking different items in the house if it was attached to it. And eventually it said that it was attached to a painting in the living room out there. And so this painting is of a elephant, and I was like, there's no way, but it came from my parents' house, which kind of made sense, because I was like, well, my parents' house was haunted, my house is haunted, maybe it is that. But and that room out there, a lot of people commented and been like, do you have ghost things? And we're like, yeah, why? And everyone's kind of felt something out in that living room. I can walk over and show you guys a video of it, and I guess I can enter it here. This is where I saw the little boy run across the hallway. I was standing down there. That's another video. You can watch that one if you want. Ignore the mess. This is the painting, and this is the room that people sometimes comment that they like feel someone watching them, or they've like seen something. So something felt off, and none of us were commenting, but we didn't like feel super great. And so I asked, are you messing with us? Because the answers were getting kind of weird, like the yes or no. It didn't feel genuine. I know that sounds crazy, but like there's this energy when you're talking to ghosts and stuff. I sound insane. There's this energy when there are like ghost things going on, and you can kind of tell when something doesn't feel good. And so when I asked if it was telling the truth, one set of pencils went up and one set of pencils went down like that, which was not an option. It was only doing in and out for yes and no. So we kind of like took it as like a ha, yeah, I am, maybe kind of thing. And we all felt sick, all three of us, even my roommate who wasn't doing it. So we stopped because we were like, no, we're done. And we left the house. We like sat outside for like an hour because none of us felt good. We kind of all just felt like there was a weight on us. And we were like, okay, no more. Like, we can't do this for a long time. So we had little things happen, and after you do the pencil thing, it kind of feels like things start picking up at the house, which I guess is what happens with Ouija boards too, where if you start contacting it, you almost give it power, and then it's like you're talking to them more. And so with these pencils, it kind of felt like we gave them an outlet to talk to us, and then they had more power to screw with us. So we like stopped doing it for a long time, and we had little things happen, but it wasn't anything major. And then about a year later, I made some new friends, and one of them also had ghost things happen, and I was like, oh my gosh, no way. So of course we like bonded over it. And then one of our friends just like did not believe in it at all. And I was like, okay, well, let's do the ghost tour at the Stanley Hotel then. And she was like, yeah, for sure. And then my skeptic friend was like, whatever. So we went to go do the ghost tour. Not much happened. Like, for the majority of it, nothing happened, which made me believe my first time a lot more, because I felt like I was going to experience almost the identical things the entire tour that I did the last one. But that just like didn't happen at all. So I was like, wow, maybe last time was legit and they weren't just messing with us, and you really just get what you get, because this time nothing really happened at all. And so we were kind of disappointed. So what we did was we went to the store and we bought pencils, and we sat in the parking lot and we did the pencil thing. And so while we were sitting in the parking lot of the Stanley Hotel, the pencils were clearly working. and we talked to some little kids. We talked to a woman who did not seem interested in talking to us because we asked, do you want to talk to us? And it said no. So we were like, okay, move on. And then at the Stanley, there is a man, a dead man, who owns the janitor's closet or something. And there have been reports of when women go in there, like their hair will get tugged on and things like that. And so we're talking, and we get a man that we're talking to, and we all like don't feel good. And none of us are saying it again, because you don't really want to be the one that's like, does anyone else feel sick? Because you don't really want to believe that it's true. You kind of want to be like, it's in my head. It's just something fun to say you're doing. Yes, the classic fun activity of summoning a demon. But I started to like have a really sharp side pain, and then my friend started feeling sick, and so did my other friend, and I was like, I don't feel very good. And they were both like, we don't either. And so we were like, maybe we need to stop. So we stopped using them, and my friend got on her phone to just try and distract herself, kind of. This like old woman's face popped up on the video before she played it, and then she played the video, and there was no woman. So some creepy old woman face popped up somehow, and the video was a travel video. Like, it was something like that where there was not an old woman in it at all, and we fast forwarded and we rewound. We were like, we gotta get out of here. And so we had to drive all the way home from the mountains. But we were all really freaked out, and it was odd. I don't know how else to explain it. It was very weird. We didn't feel good, and like, if you've ever had stuff happen, you know that feeling. I'm sure everyone's kind of felt it, like where you feel like you're being watched almost. That's how it felt. So I've told a bunch of people about it, and I've done it a few times. I probably have some videos that I could honestly insert into here. I know one of my roommates has a video. Does talking to you give you more power? Okay, we're gonna stop talking to you now. Can you give us a yes so we can say goodbye? Goodbye. Okay, so with this video, the pencils moved in for yes, and when it kind of moved up and down, we disconnected them, but that wasn't an option that we had. I think this one was out for no and in for yes, so that's just explaining what you're looking at for this video. Is your name Alex? Is your name In Alex? Was no and out was yes, and there's like a little orb looking thing that goes in the screen, and it might just be dust, but I don't know. Alex? I just wanted to note it. I don't know why I asked if his name was Alex. I literally cannot remember. Also, I zoomed in to show our fingers aren't really moving. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't look like we're the ones moving the pencils. It really does feel like it's being pulled from the middle. I guess for another video, I could do it, because that could be interesting. If you guys want to see that next, I could do that. So just comment down below and let me know, because that'd be fun, I guess. But yeah, that was the time that I stayed at a haunted hotel and decided to bring what I learned from there to my house. And that's about all I've got.